There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and
Ex-love. Ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Do you really? Alright, nothing town to fuck all borough. Not you. Your days of giving a shit and being that type of animal are over. Do you really?
you wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you?
Somewhere in the sore, bloated, like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is fire.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarity.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice commit. You hear a jingle. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is... The whirling in rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers. This fan has 2 chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan. The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from what you have in your hand is a truly hideous thick tie. The window stands broken in its the morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy. The shards face outward. Whatever, a fine web of scar, more likely a projectile than a held object. There are no, it is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy, and the single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have all, congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room. The cool wind gushes in. You're... A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath, as you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Please stop. It's horrible. You can't, can you? What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? There might have been, 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now. It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy, things were good. It was smooth sailing. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronounced. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made. You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness, aside from the useless fact that the motor carriage outside was a complete some 20-odd years. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and it doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the...
No. Because you're a police officer, sir. Okay, cool. I won't. Okay. Sir, you've been here for 3 days. On official police business, as you put it. I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something. She nods.
There's a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. The body has been there for a week now. The locals probably got tired of it and called the cops. I didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer. Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer. Could it be because of the drinking?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age.
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes. You're a cop, Harry. It is unnatural of you not to want to ask questions.
Yes. There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music. I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them.
Oh, that. Yeah. Whoa. the less said about.
Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course, like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on. I don't know about that. At around 2 o'clock, a slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Yes, there was a church in there, a really small church, like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. That it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now, it was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar. Don't be. I was going out later anyway. It didn't. Then you started screaming and trashed the place. A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was. I think you screamed that you didn't. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5. And that was it. The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city. You're in a hostel, sir. We are in Revachol.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time.
Forever and ever.
And ever and ever. Out of the corner of your eye, you see the hair on the back of your hand standing on end.
It's 51. Yeah. Glad to have been of assistance.
A colorful piece of plastic is dangling on the counter, rolled out of his open hand. You see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind. You probably need them.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago, your fingers find their way into the shackle. Flick it open, it's spring-loaded. The man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Better be quick. You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop just for the record. You look nothing like the man on the dock. You find a black paper note with a woman's profile on it. See, the sleeping dock worker has little to say about it. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as...
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 45th.
You realize he's waiting for your name. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. Yes, it is. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
Yes, well...
Not for a moment does he believe that's your real name.
It looks like we had a little skidding.
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
Then we should ask him for a rundown of the area. Get me up to speed. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest. Right. And the interviews? Okay. We'll have time. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? So, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go. I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the day after you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin. But dear, you're not for me. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Whatever do you mean? Ah, yes. Probably roll with me by the Fletchers. Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spine.
No problem. Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. You know where we are, right? That's right. In a hostel called the Whirling in Rags, to be precise. The new disco dancing. It seems like a lifetime. Much has changed, but it is still the most beautiful city in the world. Speaking of history, you know what year it is. That's right, dear. How splendid. Here.
Her relief is palpable.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Oh, sweetie. It's really not. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers.
But they still have cops.
It is quite disappointing, yes. A lot of people would like some form of Oh, dear. And you were doing so well. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like...
She's scared now. She's...
Someone more educated in sweeping matters.
No. I'm not an...
Of course. Then I don't know.
That's a good point. This doesn't...
Of course, dear.
A man.
Mr. Gart.
Yes?
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation. Right. Now, I know it took us a while to...
No, I only just got here. It was...
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can use.
You said you just got here.
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said...
I didn't imply that.
He probably means this is where you... His face expresses profound doubt in your having this. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous question.
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there. That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then, to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one.
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind, 5th century style.
She went away because...
Have they not been telling you you're a cop?
Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number.
Thank you.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching. What?
That's good. But there is a timetable for this investigation, dictated to us by the stages of decomposition. And it says we need to move on.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet.
Let's go.
Not so fast, Mr. Feminist. You owe me 130 real.
As you blow this joint, behind you, a whiny voice shouts.
Real mature, man. Real mature.
The RCM in Martinez. We don't see a lot of police, of course. Of course. Where to? Oh, that.
Even all the way over here, there's a drop of death.
No problem. Me? I am just a gardener. I am working. I have a greenhouse in the yard there. Well, as you already know.
Don't worry, miss.
Salts? Ammonium salts. Perhaps useful for later.
Of course. What do you mean? Yes, sir.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
No problem. Of course. I want...
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Sure. Keep them.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number. Vapor emanates from the large... This must... In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a scent of leatherwork and heavy... A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not...
The pry bar feels nice, useful for opening all. The handles are long. You can do good. It's robust. Lets you see things in the dark you would have. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow. The frequency tableau lights the soft purr of a...
This is Precinct...
Hello, Alice. Please...
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57.
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. I wonder what Kim's default radio station is.
Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5.
The man uses
10-4, message received. 10-18, state your message, sir. 10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation.
Is it him? What?
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen.
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick...
Dick Mullen is not your... Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me.
What's going on?
Super Cop here.
He lost his what now?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
10-9, come again. I didn't get...
New heights even for captains.
Ask him. Sergeant Orson wants to...
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't... Okay, it's gone.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering if...
Lying? Over the phone? It's easy.
He says he didn't.
Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. Losing his badge is bad enough. Tell him to find...
We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. You need further assistance? Over. Okay.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think you're going to be looking at a straight...
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question. Ten-9, repeat message. I didn't get that, sir. Over.
What? What is it?
He seems intoxicated and...
Mullen's drunk and emotionally...
Wrap it up. Don't indulge in his drunken antics.
Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Felicio, and you're listening to Street Freaks FM, bringing you the hottest, the nastiest, the...
A flock of seagulls takes off nearby. Right away, the lieutenant reaches into the...
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted a prime line, right? Oh, is that what it was called?
Go for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on the speed.
Souped up motor carriage for one bad mama's boy.
God damn it! Look, it helps me to stay alert on long nights, okay? It's a method. I'm not some kind of speed freak or... Thank you.
This is Precinct 57. Can I connect it to someone? Of course. What is her number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is...
Received.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for... Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you? You mean, why did I leave the bar?
Why not?
What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't...
God, why can't you just...
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. No, not me. What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the union already knew about the... No one calls the police. The union would get angry. You know, what the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
Legally, no. In reality, yes. Martinez is de facto...
I didn't want...
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways.
I didn't know I had to report it. I thought someone would take him down eventually. Yes, I know. It's just... No, sorry. I don't. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the Union's phone, or the one on the coast.
So the Union has a phone, and there's one...
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just...
Yeah, go on. You mean, why did I leave the bar?
Why not?
Let's just say I left the... You know whom? What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't...
God, what?
I already said I don't want to talk... Yes, I know...
This exact conversation has happened before. Establishing authority before this young girl seems to have been important.
You told me back in the whirling. You told Oh.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? Right. It's better to not ask too many questions.
Please, no. Not this. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating and... Great. Anything else? I do hope so. Please, don't call me again.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her.
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. Just the stuffed bird, the great skua. You threw it against the wall while screaming, "Fuck that bird," and laughing like a maniac. I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there. Yes, well...
Rubbish. You're a green hat and feather-toting bird watcher.
That's wonderful, really. Maybe you should keep pursuing that hobby. Maybe it would calm you down a little. Yes, obviously. You were the... I've had sailors fighting. Union guys grabbing my ass. Kids stealing booze. Well, you were worse. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it. To hell with that. Then there was your room. Your prod. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me... And then screamed something about how you're a piece of shit human being and why does anyone even let you work as a policeman? That you... And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with... I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke, threatening to kill you. The ones I had to wrench out of your toilet. Damn it, I don't remember what I did to your damn papers. I don't remember every little thing I do. Especially when there's a hurricane loose. It's your fault for losing them.
Something in you wants to immediately forget about this.
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst. God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to... Wait, really? No. I was actually flattered. I've always liked him.
There's a pause. You can almost see her on the...
I didn't know what to say to him later. Then you came and destroyed the place. So I left without explaining. Okay, but please don't mess it up. Please.
You hear a sigh of relief on the other end of the...
Anything else I can help you with, officer? 57's over and...
In the cabin, you see a set of... The white suede feels luxurious under the touch. And as you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if...
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't...
Translation. We're not... This trash container is locked. Just a trash container. Your fingers start to itch just looking at that padlock.
We could try using a pry bar. The one you took from... Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the world.
He might also have information. This is better than...
Real mature, man. What exactly were you trying...
Damn, your feet thought we got away.
You know what? The stupid drinks you've had are on the house. You know why? Because I know you can't pay for them. Now, I still have to charge you for 3 nights and the broken window. That's not entirely cool. You still owe me 100 real. If you don't have it by... Now, what the hell did you want? I assume mine... No.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep...
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why.
I thought as much. And are you the only party?
Well, yes.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs. Prod at him and find out.
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Graz side of the Centennial Revolution, where he...
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container? We should return to this theory at a later time, officer. This here was about...
What for? Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please. Wait, what? Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken wing the morning she left. You broke the skewer!
I assure you it was him.
Why on earth did you have to break the skewer? I can't believe it. I was so sure it was Sylvie. Even worse.
A tender type of hope. Something...
All right. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? Did she say anything about me? Really? I should give her a call then. Thanks, I guess. Was there anything else you want?
We were sort of hoping there would be a gun, an expensive... By the way, where is home? The address is... But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you? You don't really know, do you? A vague, blackened image doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of... You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. This trash container is locked. With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. Drop them in here, officer. Guitar-marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. The belt is missing. That's it. Do you see?
Something slimy catches your... A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appear.
This is a military type overgarment. No label or serial number.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from... Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the...
The fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
The lieutenant nods, then looks. You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron, only in its social sensibility.
You've acquired an interactable item.
You see milk and egg rest with one. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta. It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on. What's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in...
Officer, is that your paper? It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash? What are you talking about? Doeth thou also thorough inventories? You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. If some of it has fallen into the hands of the RCM's adversaries, bloodletting may well ensue. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face you seem to be holding a cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot.
Active decay.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
It's raining. It was clear just an hour ago.
Kuno's got this.
If there ever was such a thing.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno!
Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong.
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should... I mean drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Yeah, Kuno!
Kuno's riding it, see?
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
We shouldn't do anything. You will see.
The language these kids are using. Pure, unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with those creatures.
The fuck are you?
He's calling us Kuno. He says we're fucking each other.
All right, entertain the Kuno.
The kid moves his hands like a basketball player dribbling fast.
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. Listen. Kuno doesn't care about... Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing.
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F-A-L-N running down his trouser leg.
Whatever. Kuno was trying to help you, but you're too fat for falling anyway. The fuck? A mug in the trash. Is this about the fucking... Yeah, Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno's got that fast brain. You saying you pigs are...
I can't hear you, Kuno. Speak louder, Kuno.
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beat-down basement, huh? Mug guy Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there. And if he did, he wouldn't squeal.
Tell the Kuno who it was. He's curious. He likes putting 2 and 2 together here.
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the snit.
Yeah? Get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit done and... yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't...
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material eaten. Because there's a secret door hidden. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then?
Be still, my beating heart. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detect. See that ladder there? It's probably another...
scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics.
I was just... Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another...
Psst. Show him your stolen card. Now has to...
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife? My friend, I respect the right to roam. I don't operate in that capacity.
If it's all so simple...
I walk right past Measurehead? Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini supremacist there. Then press the button to unlock the door, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. Or you could convert to his Semini supremacist worldview. Or... Sure.
Are you admiring? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial... What is this androgynous display?
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely.
Stop it! You are embarrassing yourself in front of this world. This display of weakness may appeal to...
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible...
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk, and...
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving order. Jerking motions. Signs you gave the world. Eugenics. You dominated. Listen, you will be superseded.
It is, baby.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that...
Enough with this. Bring your troops to the empty walls. Will be lined with
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. He would take you as one. Well, yes. Why? Don't you want to be a Seminese supremacist? So what if you're not Seminese? You can be anything. The man looks at you.
You are not Santiago. Santiago is not you. Even the Franicali.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
You are obviously a liberal, Sayerite. a polyculturalist. There are three categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type those are the Simones, the Areopagite, and the Ox. A receding genetic pool has led them out. The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina. The other large mondial civilization, the Mesk, overproduction of sebum, as proven by the Maun and the Mesk. Occidental type A is in retrograde. The Areopagites are sleek. The latter is perfected and adapted. Type B are the unheroic race.
The Koikos of Grad, Yugo, Zimsk, Chest et al. Are what you would call...
Yes. To an untrained eye, Koik pinkness is a racial quality that the Koiko, the count...
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
The Vasholian...
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad. In Zara's region, the revolution is fat enough of Tibet. Tips, the F, are a museum of failed chimera. Lesser races, the mosquito is...
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
Then there is the Simino Koik. The Koiko, as you... This will never... But enough. It is cruel. You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself. You need to internalize what you have heard here. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss. Tibere.
Yes? No response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs? Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation. Not a fan.
The RCM did...
Try work. The case at hand. Focus on other people's trouble.
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances. You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. No, these tracks are not interesting at all. Let the street sweeper just sweep them away.
Good.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white...
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous... That machine is a Kvalsund 1020.
Is it? Kvalsund makes a lot of heavy equipment. But this is phenomenal. But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for... Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide? Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You could have died there. Shit.
Hey! What happened? I understand. We can always come back when you are feeling better. It's just a cloak after all.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers. There's a piece of toilet paper. Or is it cleaning? It's a metaphor. Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out. It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone. Something rattles inside, and something small inside. Light, made of paper, permeables. It's not hidden. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. With your hands, you four-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board. The slides snap back into place without resistance, or 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. The words just crossed your mind. Who do you think? It's slightly. They're not exactly white. They're yellowed. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These is the middle of March. What do you mean? Is that all?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to... It's okay. We all make mistakes.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. Yes, it appears you employ a title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples. Yes, all caps. Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
You mean the alphanumeric? Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so it's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organized... Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one, the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was...
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain once all the tasks are accomplished. The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. Inspect the victim, interview the cafeteria. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry. A satisfying slash sounds across. You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good. Things to be done and things already.
No, actually. Any ideas? Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cardboard. You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself. It's proving to be harder than expected. You just don't have the intellectual rigor to patch the quilt back together. Try again later. In the back, you see thin then rip them. 3. You don't have to be an intellectual giant, a monetary piece, but they appear. These are all in a print, a dozen pages of. Yes, all the rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below, the smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth. Too late. Until a pool of vomit lies under. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool.
Keep it. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. If you can handle the headache. Some officers use it to deal with cadaver. I can't handle.
It's more likely he can handle the smell. Unlike you.
That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell. If she doesn't have any...
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier.
Hello again? Sure. I'm done with them. Go easy on that stuff.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below, the ammonia only makes it worse. The combination for the second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Get a hold of yourself. I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for... Okay, you've said it. You needed to say it. And now that you have, you need to get your shit together. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do.
You've gained a thought.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come...
This postler, a faint sticker on the side. There is a hollow, saddened ring as you kick. Your toe has suffered damage.
Cool. You really
He does not actually think it's cool.
If I don't. Let's go.
The mail collection box has no faith in your psychopathic. You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed.
What is what? If you want to buy one, then it's only...
Her attention is drawn to the raincoats. The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says,
No. You need tear to use the tear machine.
A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motorcars. Not many people outside of Grad and Revachol were.
A Stas Ryko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted.
No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue, the colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient Zhimsk ruler. His banners were famously sapphire.
That's, well, yes, exactly it, more or less. Except it was a crowd of them. They said it was an honor killing.
Correction, 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
Is that so, officer? I'll take you at your word. Yes, detective? You sure you're not Zhimsk?
Yes, you're sure you're not. Or if you are, it's only in... As you look up, you notice something about the statue, even by the standards of the Philippian. Well, he blew through the whole national treasury. His own maladministration. Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed. But wait, you haven't even heard about his fable. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. His Majesty's courtiers said it held beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay. The original was blown apart by communards. Then further, most historians think some years ago, the statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time. People in Martinaise tend to disagree. Those critics might have it wrong. Philip III, not that he ever did in life either. Something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted the cuirass. Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Why not? What?
The king stands high above you. A simple little cadence.
It's the jam, my man.
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils, heavy metals and other byproducts of the modern era. You can almost taste it.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Arbor gates up the street are shut tight, no explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo. Yeah.
It's official. He too agrees.
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me. Yeah, imagine. So tell me, what do you need? He ain't one of us drivers. I know that.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. The man taps his fingers.
Oh.
Relax. He's merely...
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs, and they usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident. Though this rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry also...
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one. But we're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically. Again.
It's like, whatever's going on...
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet.
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like, a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pine.
Anything else? Us lorry drivers, not my thing.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool
Don't be a stranger.